Hello, I'm Daniel Eade and welcome to Hoop Scoop on Gaze TV. Tonight it's the Melbourne Tigers hosting the South Dragons. Let's jump straight ahead and check out the action. Melbourne stamped their authority early as Rod Grizzard protected the rim with a huge block shot at the defensive end and then opened up the scoring when David Barlow threw a half-court lob pass to Stephen Hall. The Dragons responded through Mark Worthington down low and then from downtown as the visitors grabbed the early lead. Filling out the middle lane, Worthington again scored as the Dragons captain got his team rolling, only for Grizzard to answer for Melbourne, not once but twice as the home team grabbed the lead back. But again Worthington capped off the break, South trailing by 1 point midway through the first quarter. Anstey would extend Melbourne's lead to 5 points after a tough catch before South would reply with an 8-zip run. First, Daniel Dillon would come off the pine to land one from deep. Then Tremel Darden would get his way in to drop a deuce and make it 3 with a foul, followed by a sweet dish from Reece Carter, who hit Darden for the two-handed flush. Nathan Croswell would cut the Tigers' deficit to 1 point at the first break, with a drive and scoop on the final play. South ahead at the first break, 23-22. The Tigers hit the lead on the opening play of the second stanza, Eade connecting from beyond the arc, and repeated the dose on the next play with another trifecta. Melbourne's lead was not enough to satisfy an animated Al Westover, who pleaded with his team for more during an early timeout in the second quarter. A tough fadeaway from Mark Worthington got the Dragons back within a single point, but for Melbourne, David Barlow responded with a backdoor cut to finish with a swinging jam. Barlow lined one up from outside and drained the triple, and when Grizzard sank one moments later, the lead had gotten out to 9 points. Again, Barlow would swish it through from outside, and after Anstey put up the stop sign to deny Darden a dunk, Barlow gave the Tigers reward with 2 more from close range and then closed the half with a final dagger from behind the arc. Melbourne ahead 55-42 at the long break. The lead quickly became 16 when Hall fired from long range, and a flash of brilliance from Barlow then shot the lead out to 18 with his one-handed stuff. Soon afterwards, Eade would fire and hit, and the lead was 19 for the home team. The Dragons weren't done with. Worthington setting his feet to drain the 3, and then Adam Gibson sunk the jumper for 3 more. Mixing back up on the inside, Worthington drops 2 more and makes it 3 with the N1, before Gibson would again rattle it down a Trey Punte as South dwindled the lead down to 7. Shaking and baking his way into a fadeaway, Eade kept Melbourne breathing momentarily, but Darden got it back for South with a make from outside. A floating runner from Croswell kept Melbourne up double digits. The Tigers ahead 79-69 at the final break. South opened the final stanza with a pair of firecrackers from outside. Herbert connecting for the first, and then Ingles dropping one through the net from deep. The South juggernaut would continue to gain momentum when Nick Horvath sailed up to flush home the dunk, and when Herbert sunk the Titanic with another 3, the Dragons trailed by 5. Swish! Herbert drains 1 more, and the lead was down to 4 points with 8:38 on the clock. Eade would keep Melbourne ahead, just, working his way to get himself 2 more, the Tigers up 5. But from outside, Darden would line up and strike 3 more, and when Matt Burston connected from the top of the key, the scores were level. But not for long, as on the next play phase for the Dragons, Worthington would line up in transition and give South the lead with a mammoth 3-pointer. Darden would extend the lead to 7 points with just under 2 minutes to play with a bank job off the glass, before Burston would give and go to seal the deal for the visitors and keep the Dragons atop the NBL ladder as they defeated the Tigers 107-98.
Give me a better sporting event in this town. I'm sorry, I go to the footy, I watch the cricket, and I love all sports. But this is a spectacle not to miss. I really believe that. It's the energy in that arena tonight, the level of basketball being played, the athleticism, the contact, the spectacular plays in the air, the size, the aggressiveness between the 2 teams and the dislike makes for something special. So again, stay tuned for Game 3. I think this is a real good reason why we have problems. Nobody saw it but the people in the venue tonight. And again, if that was on television tonight live in a pub and you were sitting there watching, you can't tell me you wouldn't be riveted. And I think all the stuff about what's going on, teams this, teams that, the games I'm involved with this now, Adelaide and Adelaide, this one here, the teams that are playing are up a level talent-wise, and there's some real nastiness going on as far as competitiveness between the groups. And this is as good a basketball as I've seen in this league in the last, since the 90s when it was great. The missing component is television and, you know, hype. And again, it's the best secret in town.